It's been raining cats and dogs all week. At the lake, the wind has been terribly strong. There's standing water everywhere, and we have to put on boots in order to walk back to check on the garden plants. All around us, though, spring has sprung, and the wildlife is settling in for the season.
JR told me he saw the most perfect bird's nest this morning. So I'm going to go take a peek at it. It's in the tree. Oh, look at that. I know that this is a recent one. We haven't seen it here before, and it's actually pretty low down and open. So I don't know if the robin will actually nest here. Yeah, that's a new one. It's got fresh green. Let's see if I can bring it in. Yeah, there. Look at. Well, it'll be interesting to see if they continue to nest there, especially with two cats around.
The first project is this galvanized metal bucket. We painted it with Fusion's cast iron, and I'll be using IOD's Rose Botanical Transfer. I've got to admit, this is probably in my top 5 of IOD transfers. I've used it so many times. I always find new ways to use it, and well, I just love everything about it. These slanted round shapes can be really tricky to use, but I'm going to place the roses as if they're growing up from the bottom of the bucket. I'm planting a rose garden. Lord knows if our actual roses or any of our perennials are going to come up this season with all the standing water that is out back. Regardless, we shall have roses. Actually, I'm not too super concerned about the gardens. Every year we seem to lose something while other things thrive, but I really think that that's the way that Mother Nature shows us which are the hardiest plants that we can count on year after year. We win some, we lose some, but the ones that stick around have been the ones that have survived many, many, many generations. We found this bucket on a little road trip to Maine last August. I don't know what it was used for, but I love the shape of it. I need to seal the transfers in place. So I'm going to use Fusion's ULTRAGUARD. I can use this within 48 hours of painting a dark color and not worry about fogging or streaking. I've been tidying up out in the art studio, doing a little spring cleaning and organizing. I made a decision to get rid of this antique bed frame and mattress. It takes up too much room, and fortunately, we found someone that did buy it, and I'm just going to put another chair in here for now. If we need a place to rest or want to sleep out here, we can always use a blow-up mattress. We're spring cleaning and cleaning out storage as well. And we're getting rid of stuff, so much stuff. This cupboard is a project that JR is going to be working on. We want to rebuild it, and I'll try to match the bottom with some green milk paint. You know, it's funny, lately the rumors around town have been that L&J Goods is closing and going totally online. You know, as a small business, we have had to shift and adjust through many, many, many different seasons, including COVID, when we had to really focus all of our attention on our online business. So while you may walk through the doors of L&J Goods and things look different to you because you haven't been there in a year, yes, they are different because we're always changing.
I have never been here before, and I'm Jen's friend. Jen has been teaching me about all the cool pent arts.
We have ladies come here from all over the country to learn and to share in the excitement of creativity. L&J Goods has always been a place that encourages DIY, creating in a vintage style, learning and sharing together. It's here that you'll find encouragement, an opportunity to try something new, and you'll find new friends. So, the most exciting thing just happened. I'm here at the shop on this Sunday afternoon, and in walks a few lovely ladies, and one of them is a botanical artist.
My name is Lisa Mullen. I'm a botanical artist. I have trained all over the U.S. We have a traveling sketchbook that goes around to multiple artists in the U.S. Once a month. You get a new sketchbook. You do 2 hours of something botanical. You put it in a package and you mail it. And we've got about 3 groups that do this.
Lisa has agreed to do a quick sketch since the theme of this week's video for YouTube is all about roses.
Our beautiful papers.
Thank you.
I love these
Yeah,
papers.
they're lovely, aren't they? I told you we were talking about, doing swaps or traveling journals or something that we could do in our private group.
Oh, and to get a group like that going, that would be a ton of fun.
But you guys have been doing this for how long?
We started this group about 3 years ago. It's a ton of fun. It's taken off. We've got people from all over the U.S.
The original botanicals started in the UK.
Yeah.
About what year? Do you know?
Oh, God, the early 1700s. They used those botanicals for medicines and for just to identify. And if you do drawing and you don't specify what it is that's in that plant, you could actually be identifying a different plant. And in the 1700s, that's what they used for their medicines.
Yeah.
So this goes back years and years.
Centuries.
And now, over in the UK, there's colleges that people go to. It's not so huge here any longer.
I'm just so tired of all the AI images right now of botanicals, and it's a treat when you find something original. I am going to put this in my art journal. It is better than getting an Aldi rose. I'm never going to turn down a fresh flower.
I'm hanging out with my mom today. Surprised my mom. I flew in from Florida.
Sketching is fun, isn't it? And I think it helps us to loosen up a little bit and not be as rigid about what we're doing. I think that's a really good way for people to just, even if they're just doodling and drawing circles and things like that, it just loosens you up to work on the next level. Love it. Let's get back to our projects. These are 4x4 fir fence posts. We cut them, made them into house shape, and I base coated them with Fusion's raw silk. The yellow roses are from IOD's transfer called COLLAGE de Fleur. After applying them, I burnished them to make sure that they were completely adhered, and then used a very, very worn sanding block to add just a little bit of distressing over the roses and heavier distressing along the edges and over the roof. I added some typography from that Rose Botanical transfer. These were inspired by my friend Cheryl Gilding with the DIY Decor Diary. I decided to seal these with Debbie's DIY clear wax. I really love the yellow roses. It's usually not my thing, but you could add any color roses to these chunky little wood houses. There's a supply list for everything that I used for these projects in the description box below. Throughout the year, on extra windy days here at the lake, an abandoned bird nest or two is likely to get blown out of a tree. JR looks for them and then leaves me a surprise at the back door. I always wonder where each piece came from. A strand of grass from the garden, a feather carried in the wind, a touch of moss, a piece of yarn from a winter hat. Isn't it beautiful how something so simple can become something so meaningful? A reminder that creating doesn't require perfect things, just a careful eye and a willing heart. This last project is a throwback from a few years ago using IOD's Painterly Florals transfer. I used part of an old cupboard door and then base coated it with Fusion's raw silk. Then I used IOD's Barnwood Planks stamp. I just inked along the little edge and created some lines that hint of boards that have been nailed together. I selected some roses and several different stem pieces and leaves. Then I set about to place them in a very light and airy bouquet along the entire length of this board, as if they have been just gathered from the garden. I use bits of tape to hold them in place so that I can create a hinge, which will allow me to fold them back and then apply the transfers that are on the bottommost layers. As each layer is applied, I will pull another transfer over the top and apply that one. At L&J Goods, we love inspiring you and sharing projects with you so that you can create next level beautiful projects that you are proud to have in your home, to gift to others, or to sell. If you enjoy this type of content, we would sure appreciate it if you would leave us a comment, let us know what your favorite project today is, and if you're inspired to recreate it. And just like that, a week of creating comes to a close. Roses found their way into each piece, layered onto each project, each one telling its own quiet story. I had the joy of discovering a new artist this week and bringing her work into my own journal, letting it become part of my own creative journey. There's something so special about that, how art connects us all, creativity connects us all, even across the miles. And here, in the quiet of my own studio, surrounded by paint and paper and my beautiful mess, I'm reminded of how meaningful this time is. These are the moments that shape our way of making. I am so thankful that you have decided to spend these moments here with me.